Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to another video, and boy is this a special one, as today I am here doing a little commentary to my new short film, Cochon, which just released about a week ago on Halloween. And if you have not seen it, make sure and check it out, and then come back and watch this video, of course. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it, and let's watch Cochon. Alright, now this opening title sequence here, I kind of based it off of Get Out and Psycho, and you could definitely kind of see that with the animation of the text here, very reminiscent of Psycho. And then also with Get Out, it kind of starts off with the trees passing by, and then the opening credits over it with that creepy music, kind of like this one here. So that's kind of what I based this opening title sequence off of, and I kind of had that idea in my head of what I wanted this opening title sequence to look like for quite a while, because I had the idea for this short film in my head for a long time. So yeah. Alright, now this opening shot here wasn't originally supposed to be the opening shot of this short. Originally, the opening shot was supposed to be basically the camera looking through the car window, and I'm just in the car sitting there because I just arrived at the house and I'm about to exit the vehicle and then go into the house. But I didn't have the keys to go into the car just because I just wasn't able to get them. So I had to come up with another shot, and then I ended up coming up with this one here. I did try another one. I tried a shot where I basically had the camera looking towards the car, and that was kind of it. And I thought that was kind of boring, and I didn't really like it, so I ended up coming up with this shot here that you see now, and I think it worked pretty well. I think it's a nice transition from the opening title sequence to then the beginning of the short. And you can also see my beautiful face, of course. Can I just give a nice little thank you to that crow that just made that noise there, because, you know, crows, Halloween, horror, they kind of mix together. So that wasn't a sound effect, that was actually a crow that passed by and, you know, did his squawk thing. So yeah, thank you, crow. And he'll actually make an appearance right here pretty soon. There he is, right there. Alright, now I wanted a lot of the shots in this short to kind of look like if somebody was spying on the main character here, and kind of, you know, peeking through and spying on him. And you definitely see that with a lot of the shots, and mainly in the first half of the short. And you could kind of see that with this shot here, as he's kind of like, as it kind of looks like somebody is peeking through like these leaves here, because I put the camera behind like a plant and a bush, and yeah, so. Yeah. Alright, now a detail you may or may not have noticed right there is that there are footsteps heard coming from the upstairs right before our main character here is about to enter through the front door into the house. And that's most likely our friend in the pig mask, who we'll meet a little later. And I kind of got the idea of including like footsteps before the main character enters the house from Hereditary, because I watched this video where they were kind of pointing out the Easter eggs of Hereditary. You know, I just watched it because, you know, it's fun videos. And apparently at the beginning of the movie, when the family comes back from the grandmother's funeral, there's footsteps that are heard before they enter the house. I won't spoil what it is, but and I was like, hey, that could actually I can actually do that with my short, and I think it could be a pretty nice and creepy addition to it, which I kind of think it is, a nice little detail there. So yeah, there you go. I was kind of struggling to close that door, to be honest, right there. All right, now that right there was a small but big detail. Right there, me putting down those my 2 bags of luggage right there. Because later in the short, when he kind of goes back through this room here and picks up his bags and goes upstairs, he only picks up 1 bag, but as you see here, he has 2 bags. And I kind of messed up the continuity there on purpose to kind of differentiate the dream world, if you will, from reality. Because in his dream, or in reality, he had 2 bags, but he only picked up 1 bag, and that's kind of a little subtle minor clue that maybe he is in a dream and stuff like that. Something you may or may not have caught on to, but yeah. All right, now the sound effects for this part right here was actually a from the sound of a previous take that I didn't use because of lighting issues, which we'll get into actually in a little bit. But yeah, the little fun fact there for you. All right, now that part right there, that part where in the back window, the mysterious man in the pig mask, I will call him, that part where he walks past the window, I did not have written. Actually, I just had the main character go into the refrigerator and like grab a turkey sandwich and then just go to the couch. But then I thought, well, I don't know, I want to do a little something here. And originally, I was gonna have like the pig mask chilling somewhere in the background and see if anybody catches it. But then I was like, well, I tried that, but I didn't really think it worked very well. So I was like, what if I just have the mysterious man in the pig mask walk past the back window there, and that's what I tried. But then I also had to think of a way to get the main character out of the frame because I was playing both parts, so I had to find a way to get the main character out of the frame, and then so that way I can go in the back and then just do that part there as if it was happening in real time, and yeah. And then I realized, well, maybe I could have done something in post where I didn't have to go through all that, but whatever. It worked out. Okay, so that entire part right there of the mysterious man with the pig mask walking past the window and me looking for the chips in the cabinet and all that, that was actually harder to shoot than you may think. Not only because I had to play both parts, but because I shot this between 2 days. The first day was kind of when I started, and the second day was kind of my reshoot day, if you will. And when I was shot this the first day, I shot it around sunset, and I was using natural lighting for it. And because it was around sunset, the sun was moving a lot, and I had to shoot, and I shot the part of me in the pig mask walking past the window, and then me in the cabinets and all that at different times. Yes, I kind of shot them within like 5 minutes or so, so not too far in time. And however, the lighting changed real quick, and I didn't notice that until I started editing it, and it looked real wonky and it just didn't look good because obviously I had to make it look like it was happening in real time, like I said. And yeah, so I had to do it on my reshoot day, and luckily it was cloudy that day, so the sun wasn't really much of a bother, and it didn't really matter as much, or it wasn't, yeah, it didn't really impact it as much. So yeah. And this shot right here, as you can kind of see, it looks like somebody's peeking through um, and watching me and spying me on me. So this part right here, I didn't know what movie I wanted the main character to watch. I knew I wanted it to be a horror movie. I didn't know which one. I just since I was shooting this around October, I figured some horror movie would be on, and The Exorcist was on, and I was like, well, you can't really go wrong with that. And I think it's pretty cool that there's a little orangey on the top of the TV there. Something that wasn't really planned on, but because of the time that I was shooting at, again around sunset, it was orangey, which I kind of like, because October, orange, that goes together. So yeah. And when I shot this, I actually hadn't seen The Exorcist yet. I didn't see The Exorcist until a couple weeks later. Oh yeah, eat that chip. Oh yeah. All right, now right here, I knew exactly what I wanted to have on the TV. I knew I want. Well, if you can hear in the background, Guy Fieri and his show Diners, Drive-ins, and Dines. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. And I have that on in the background on the TV, and I knew that's what I wanted on. At least I wanted an episode where he's like kind of focusing on pork or something like that, since the title of the movie is Le Cochon, which is the pig in English, and the mysterious man has a pig mask on and everything. So I thought that would be a pretty cool thing to put in there, and yeah. So you definitely hear a lot of pork there, which I like. All right, so you see there, I only pick up one bag. I never pick up two bags. So there you go. I did a little X-Men messing up the continuity trick there. And there's me in the pig mask again. Now, I shot this part like around 2:30 in the morning, so that's probably what I felt right there. What I felt like right there, absolutely exhausted. I shot for a long time on the first day. Now, a little fun fact here. I actually shot that worm's eye angle shot there on the first day, and I shot this POV shot, I believe, on the second day. So, little fun fact there, I shot them on different days. And originally, I also didn't have the post-it note in there of the dad leaving the post-it note there saying, here's pajamas and all that. Originally, I had the dad sending the main character a text message saying, basically waking him up from his nap saying, oh, thank you for house sitting. But I ended up going the post-it note route. I forgot why. But I guess you can kind of say it was a nice setup or foreshadow of what is to come with the post-it notes, obviously for later in the short. It probably was 2:30 a.m. when I shot this part, so yeah. Okay, so this part right here. Obviously, you see the guy in the pig mask right there in the back right corner, the mysterious man in the pig mask. And I was actually standing on like a little chair to make it look like I was taller, because I thought it would be cooler if I made it look like I was taller rather than standing on my own 2 feet. So yeah. And I was debating about whether putting this part in or not, but I was like, yeah, sure. All right, now that sound effect there, is actually a sound effect, from Paranormal Activity, when the door slams. So just maybe if you recognized that little sound effect there, that's where it's from. That would be a pretty cool little Easter egg there. And it worked quite nice. Alright, so that shot right there of the door opening by itself. I had to find a way to make it look like the door was opening by itself. So I was basically laying right below the frame, in a place where it couldn't see me. And I was like nudging the door open, and I had to be like really low because I didn't want to be like a reflection on like the window of the door, or I didn't want to be caught on the camera. And so I had to like lay really low and like nudge the door open. So that's how I accomplished that right there. And that shot of me walking out of the frame right here, that was actually shot on the second day as well. So this was shot on a different day, than the part where I stop and look at the door. So, and my hair grew a good amount in between, so I was like, oh no, I hope they don't notice that. Maybe now that I pointed it out, you might notice it. Alright, so right here, I did not plan to do a big long POV shot right here. Originally, I planned on doing like a couple static shots, and that was kind of it. And I didn't plan on doing the post-it note thing either, or showing what was written on the post-it notes. But then I kind of thought of an idea of like what to write on the post-it notes, and I thought it would be pretty cool. And I was like, well, I needed to find a way to show the audience what's on the post-it notes, so I used a POV shot throughout the whole entire thing. And also wanted to do it in one take and one long take. And yeah, that's what it ended up happening, and that's what ended up in the final cut. And I think it worked out pretty well. Okay, so that part right there of me hearing the footsteps come from behind, and then I turn around and it's nothing. I kind of improvised that while I was shooting it. I just figured, I'm like, what if I put something spooky here in the middle of it? And that's what I kind of came up with there. And yeah. All right, so this part right here, I'm wearing a different shirt from what I was wearing before. Here, I'm wearing the shirt that I was wearing at the beginning, and not that pajama shirt. And that also kind of hints at maybe that also kind of uh, differentiates the dream world and reality, kind of giving more of a clue that this is in fact a dream or a nightmare, I guess you can say. But I did not plan this one. This was kind of an error on my fault, but luckily it didn't really matter as much. Like, continuity right here didn't really matter as much because it's a dream and anything can happen. So yeah, silly me. If you saw that blooper I posted on my Instagram, which you can follow me at the Kid Critic, we all know what really happened. Now, personally, this is my favorite part of the short. Gotta be honest with you here. I dig that ending. I dig that ending. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I also had I planned of putting that song for the end credits. That was like one of the first things that I thought of, was putting that song for the end credits, because I just figured it worked very well, and which it does in my opinion. But yeah, there it is, ladies and gents. Is it a perfect short film? No, absolutely not. But I'm proud of it. I'm glad I got it done. I did it. And yeah, and I have to admit, a lot of the stuff, especially a lot of the stuff and like a lot of the shots, did were not planned. They were definitely thought of on the spot, because either the shots that were planned either did not work, or I just wasn't able to do them. So yeah, and I think overall it came out pretty solid. It came out pretty solid. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching this lovely special video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because that is very important. You can follow me at the Kid Critic on Instagram and at Kid Critic on Letterboxd. And as always in every single video, look out for the next video or review. And peace.